I think we're going to get one more game here before our break. So it will perhaps break the deadlock that we've had here. It is just up and down, a win and then a bounce back. This is, I mean, we talk about some matches being, 50-50 coin flips. This is the match that I think has delivered on that sentiment the most.
Agreed. And by the way, this is the first time we've seen a repeat of this line in the Spanish since game one. If you've been here the whole time, this was the opening we saw to kick off the match, and then they went different directions. But here we're seeing a repeat of this knight G to E7, Ruy Lopez.
Yeah, knight C3. This is what Fabi has done in terms of his treatment of this knight E7. He's retreating the bishop generally to B3, and he sort of built it up slower than you might expect for a position where normally the idea is actually to strike early with D4. So he's going much more tame here. And in my opinion, the knight E7 line, Danny, it's kind of to play F5. And my feeling is that if black just gets to achieve it and there's no D4 to punish that slow development, then I don't know. I feel like it's an achievement here for Pragg, especially in a 3-minute game compared to 5.
I completely agree with you. I mean, the structure says that it is. Black loves this pawn chain to advance on the king side. The eval bar says that it is. Computer likes black. But this is just an easy position to play, reminiscent to a King's Indian kind of attack. You can even consider ideas where you go, I'm going to say he does it, where you go all in with F4, G5, Knight G6, and here we go. The gates are open on the king side for black to flood in and attack.
And you can take this with the pawn and then put the knight on D2 and into E4. It's usually how you want to recapture in the center. Pawn can go to C3 to maybe cover the D4 square in order to deal with knight F5, knight D4. So I expect we are probably going to see this knight reposition here from F3 because it's basically in the line of fire. If you allow G5, G4, you might not have another opportunity to move it.
Wow, but Fabi allows it. He says, go for it.
And
he's gonna meet G4 with captures and D4, I guess. But even that is like, maybe Pragg just like takes it and says, all right, here we go. I mean, the king side is opening up in a way that black is going to get real pressure.
I'm really not liking this. He has to do it, first of all, because he's committed with bishop C2. It has to be D4. So, of course, he follows up. Maybe the idea is he wants to put the bishop on E4 and then play queen D3 rather than queen D3 first. Doesn't look any good because of bishop F5. So it's like a weird way of bishop E4, then queen D3, and then try to take on D4. So maybe that's his idea here. Let's see.
Well, it's funny. I think the reason knight F5 was so good, we saw the computer blue arrow there, that wasn't me, is that Amon's idea of bishop E4 wouldn't have been possible. Because with the knight on F5, at bishop E4, you take and then take with the knight, which is much better than taking with the pawn, a dominant knight on the outpost square in the center. So knight F5 for Pragg would have been very powerful. Instead, once again, we see the tables turn, and things like bishop E4, queen D3, but also queen D3 right away is interesting. I mean, that's checkmate on H7.
Yep. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to threaten. If you ever need just kind of a random helpful move, rook b3 can just sometimes present itself as useful. I wonder if we're going to see bishop b2 in order to grab the d4 pawn, which looks like another, just useful move to make.
Yeah, he plays bishop to b2. Wow, computer says queen to d2, allowing the double pawns, which is super interesting. Such an anti-human thing to do. He plays queen d3. That's more of a human thing to do. I would have checked somebody for fair play if I saw queen to d2 first. Just kidding, not in this match. But in general, that's a very odd move to play. Computers suggest things like that.
Yeah, queen d2 allowing the double pawns is just not something you'd ever land on as a final decision. Knight to e5 has been played. Obviously, taking that knight is the best feeling for Pragg, right? All three of these pawns, weaknesses, suddenly become a united front. So that would not be my first choice here. Although, the question is, how are you dealing with both knight takes f3 and knight takes c4?
Yeah, this got weird. Obviously, you can't take with the queen because this is check followed by winning the lady on d4. So you take with the knight, but now knight to... Oh, I guess if knight c4 was bishop takes f5. Okay. So that actually
Yeah.
was saving Fabi. Okay.
And the problem is f3. You know, no matter how you take this, I'm pushing my pawn to f3, I think, and playing queen g4, queen h. This is reminiscent of almost the very first game of the entire match where we saw that f pawn push by Fabi.
Wow. Fabi sacks on e5, a very natural human thing to do. By the way, quickly checking, apparently rook e4 was almost the only defensive move there, but what a hard thing to see.
Can we
Now
sack
Prague
back? Yeah.
he
Rook takes
sacks and then brings
f3.
the queen to
Queen to
h3 and rook to
h3.
g8. Is that
Yes.
just over?
Yes. Let's go. Queen h3 first, by the way, to cut that king from moving to f1, and the shake of the head indicates that Fabi is now on the same page as Prague, but a little bit late.
Yeah, and Fabi looks off to the side, shakes his head. These last two games did not go the way that he wanted. And yeah, what a back and forth match. I mean, we have matches that are close. Sometimes you get there with very little wiggle room given. Maybe one side is leading most of the time. How many lead changes have we had in this match, given that Prague